All right, I did try to make it flawless on the intro. All right, we are live. I got Franelations in here. We want to talk Kanye Twitter rant, and we want to talk Franelations, Sandal Boys. He's got a new project, and I got a pair right here. What was muted olive? Is that the correct? Yep,
that's muted olive.
Yeah, I got the muted olive colorway right here. I got to tell you something. The smell, 10 out of a 10. Like
whenever anyone opens the box, they say the same thing.
Oh my God, it's the best smelling sandals I've ever owned. Obviously comes in a great packaging. I love the little slide out, easy to pull out too. Comes with the dust bag. I know you had a successful release this weekend. Just want to talk about the sandals, where people can get them, stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, so like you said, the first colorway that we dropped is the muted olive. We had a launch party at Dope on Fairfax. That event went very well. We didn't know exactly what to expect for the turnout. We know that like online it was well received and everything like that, but there was a line of kids before the event started, sold out at the event. We also released there exclusively that night the pink colorway, which will be available next month. No release date is set yet, but if you follow the Sound of Voice page, definitely can stay up to date on that. A lot of people have been asking if we're going to restock this one. We will. Once again, there's no info on that yet, but definitely stay tuned on the Sound of Voice page, and you can hear about the restock and all that. Our retailers that carried it, Brooklyn Projects and New in Vegas, they've sold out as well. So very, very happy with how it's been received, and so far, all positive feedback and everything like that. So it's been great.
Dude, that's awesome. Congrats on that. That's great. So moving on to the news of the day, Kanye murdered Wiz on Twitter, just murder for no apparent reason either.
Yeah.
So I saw him fire off like 2 tweets, and then I saw him at Wiz, and I was like, oh, I think he's about to go in. And then I had to go to a meeting for work, and I was like, I know for a fact I'm gonna come back to like 50 Kanye tweets of him going on a rant. You could just tell something was coming. And then he started talking about Wiz's pants. Supposedly, someone already had the name Waves. Kanye didn't think so. And so it went off about that. He saw Wiz was like, oh, I'm going to hit this KK and then life will be good. Something like that. And Kanye saw KK and thought it was Kim Kardashian, but he was actually talking about weed. And even Wiz was like, dude, I'm talking about pot. Like, chill. And then Kanye was like, hey, you know what? I'm already like on, 3rd of all, 4th of all, 5th of all. I might as well make it all the way to 17th of all.
That was a pretty long list.
Long list. Some of the tweets were hilarious. Like, you let a stripper trap you. Like, I actually thought that was kind of funny. Then he started going in about the kid, which a lot of people thought that was out of bounds. It was a little bit absurd, basically telling him if anyone ever talked about my kid like that, I'd cut their head off. You know what I mean? Oh, your kid isn't even like, I'm responsible for your kid. Without me, you'd have no kid. It's like, all right, hold on. But then again, that is the beauty of Kanye, especially when he tweets, because you're like, was he smoking PCP? Like, where are these thoughts coming from? Yeah. So, your thoughts on the rant?
Yeah, I mean, the rant itself, first of all, whenever he does rants, I remember him doing a rant about Donda, like when he first was planning on starting that up, and all his rants are always hilarious and fun to watch and very entertaining. But what was even crazier is that like even Amber Rose jumped in, and then like all the memes from what she said and like all the memes of what he said. Just the internet like never fails to have like great imagery to go with the already comical situation. They're on that to like quick.
And that's why I love Twitter. That's why, and a lot of people are saying like, "How is Twitter free?" Because I love stuff like this. Like, I just think it's comical. It's why we go on Twitter. A good Twitter beef every now and then is funny. And then, and the best part about Twitter though is the audience. So seeing the funny memes and tweets that we all hop in. I saw one. I thought it was so funny. It was like a GIF of the Ultimate Warrior running down like the alley to go to the ring. He was flying, and it said something like, Amber Rose about to jump in the timeline once she sees her mentions, and I like died. And her tweet, she won. Yeah. She won a whole thing, because when you bring in Kanye's sex life, via
on blast like that,
it was kind of weird, but it was kind of like no one's like, like it's definitely true too. Like I don't think
Yeah.
she just made something up like that up. So she had that in her back pocket. That's the thing. She was waiting for this. She had that in her back pocket, and she's like, I'm gonna wait to use this, because she goes on rants. She goes like, she's does these, she was like, remember one time she was like on stage being like, being a stripper is okay, and love your, like all this like weird
Right.
stuff. I'm like, what are you even talking about? So she had that in her back pocket, and she found the perfect time to fire. She was like, boom, and everyone's just like, ooh, shit.
Yeah.
The hashtag, everything about it, it was hilarious. But now I'll ask you, like, do you think Kanye, because he's been the last couple of days though, he's super hyped for his album. You can tell.
Right.
He's changing the name every 2 minutes. It's Swish, it's Waves, he's sending out paper.
Yeah, the new name is really good. I didn't really like Swish that much personally, but yeah.
Well, I was talking last night with OT Dub. We were like, is Swish, like, was he referring to, like, when you hit a basket, like Swish, or it's something else? Waves? What does it mean? It's his stuff's almost like you have to decode. Like even the piece of paper, it looked like Northwest was writing on it or something. It's just like mumble jumble, but you can tell he's like on the cusp of like just energy. You know what I mean? The energy's coming out of his fingertips, and you could tell he wants to say stuff. So it's almost like this rant. He was waiting for someone to rant on. He saw KK. It was like, fuck it, I'm in. You know what I mean? So curious too. The new album coming out. You getting excited for that?
100%. I'm really excited for the album. I think it's really dope what he's doing on the release date too. The performance of the album mixed with a fashion show of his new line, like that's awesome. I'm sure he's like in a room somewhere and he's like, what's something that no one's ever done before? A concert fashion show on the release date of an album. That's awesome. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just cool that he thinks up, or at least his team thinks up different things that have not happened before and just kind of brings that to fruition. I think it's cool, and it makes it brings fun to like the industry and stuff like that too. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, totally. I agree. I think the chatter today definitely, it doesn't necessarily like help album sales or anything like that, but it definitely gets the buzz out. It gets people talking, because it all kind of started with the name of his album title is what started the whole rant a little bit. I think did the albums leak today, like real quick?
Not that I know of. But then again, I was on the road most of the day, so I don't know.
I saw a tweet where some kid had it. It's supposedly leaked, and he only posted like an 8-second snippet. But, obviously Kanye saying it's not going to be the album of the year. It's going to be the album of a lifetime, of life. Right. So he's building it up. A lot of people, it seems like, want him to go back to his old style. You know what I mean? Like Graduation, College Dropout. I think they almost miss that Kanye rather than like, the Yeezus and, even Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy. Yeah. Which I still thought was a good album, but like I think Yeezus is kind of down the middle. Either people hated it or loved it. Yeah. Whereas
I'm in the boat that loved it. That album, to me, just the energy, everything about it, like, the more I've heard it over and over, like I almost want to put it, if not his best album, second or something like that. I really just like that high level energy, and also his performances for it. He just like puts his all into those performances, and it's definitely an awesome CD.
Right. The one thing I like about when he drops an album, there's a mood. There's a definitive mood to each album. You go back to 808s and Heartbreak, and there's, you put that on and it's a mood. Yeezus, I think of like a very like intense, almost satanic vibe. It's aggressive, whereas 808s and Heartbreak is all about, heartbreak and sadness, and it's kind of depressing. And I think, and I saw, it was a cool picture of where it's like they have like the Kanye bear dressed in a different outfit.
I've seen that.
That's like corresponding to the album, and you can tell like it's like where Kanye is at the time when, mentally when he puts those albums out. So I do think that's cool. We just wanted to hit on that Twitter rant. That was
epic.
that was epic. It was like once because he doesn't tweet. That's the thing. He doesn't tweet a lot. He'll send like 4 tweets in a month, and then he'll go on like these epic rants. You know what I
Epic
mean?
rants. Usually shout out like one of his artists or like shout out a movie. I saw this movie. It was great. Or like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
right, right.
stuff like that. Yeah.
And here's the thing: I love Kanye, I do, but like you can't delete tweets. If you say all that shit, gotta leave it. You can't delete that. I get, and then he's like, "Oh no, I'm positive. I'm chill. I'm being positive." It's like you can do that, but no clean up the timeline, man. If you tweet that
Trying to
stuff,
make his tweets as exclusive as his shoes. That's all.
yeah,
It's there for like quick second. You got to get it, or otherwise you can't get
yeah,
it
he
again.
should do that. He should hone that where his tweets are limited. You get them for one day, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
Um, That's hilarious. All right, I'm gonna try to get some questions before we wrap it up. We got. Let me just see what we got here. We got a few minutes. Try to get some live viewer questions here. This thing says an error occurred. Hopefully it didn't. All right, this is a good question. I'm sure we've all had this. Have you ever seen a shoe that looks nice, but then when you got it, it didn't look so nice? Do you have any shoes? Has it ever happened to you?
The shoe that comes the most to mind, and it's not that it's not a nice shoe, it just I could never pull it off, and that's one of the reasons why I let go of it. But it's an amazing shoe, probably one of the best shoes in Nike SB's lineup. But the Tiffany Dunk Low, for whatever the reason, as nice of a shoe as it is, I don't know why I just couldn't pull off. The Dunk High, on the other hand, I love that, the look of it, everything is just so dope. But yeah, that's one shoe that I got it, and I was just like, man, I wanted this for so long, and it was just kind of disappointing when I got it, and it just didn't look right on me. But yeah,
It's funny how you can do that. You can build it up in your head of it being like
yeah,
so awesome when you get it, and you're like, just it wasn't as good as I thought.
yeah.
And actually, a thought I had recently, and because actually, One Veracity started posting videos again, which I love. He's an OG sneaker YouTube guy, and he posted, it was the De La Soul dunks. And I just started thinking about the highs to lows and lows to highs, how they were kind of doing that for a minute. And a shoe that I have is the Walk of Fame, the Brooklyn Projects Walk of Fame, the lows.
Yeah,
I love that shoe. I love the color blocking. I love everything about it. I wish that was a high top, because I like dunk highs better than lows.
yeah.
That'd been sick if it was a high
I
top.
feel like I saw something float around of like not a sample, but like a mock-up of a high or something. I don't think it ever happened, nor will it. But I think that there was the potential of that being a high or something like that at one point.
Yep.
Like that was.
What's this? Opinions on Bape collaborating with Reebok. Are they?
I know they've done plenty of releases in the past. I don't know if there's any upcoming ones that I'm not sure.
Did you get the Bape Puma stuff?
No, I didn't. I did like the shark hoodie and the shorts and everything they did. The shoes, personally, I wasn't too big of a fan of. I thought the prints were a little like off, but overall, I think it's always dope whenever Bape expands its like fan base or gets out a little bit easily accessible to people and stuff like that. It's a brand I've loved for years, and like I even have it like tattooed on my wrist, little 8 face. It's supposed to be like the tag from the.
Nice. Oh yeah.
But yeah, big Bape fan, and Bape is one of the reasons why I started collecting sneakers in general. Is like I started collecting their clothes, and then got into shoes from that. So yeah.
Nice. What just a personal question too. Are there any new brands or that you've been feeling a lot lately? Or are you just kind of sticking with the same brands you've always loved?
New brands. As of late, nothing like too brand new that like really all about. But of course, just in general, as you've mentioned in a lot of your videos before, Adidas in general has been killing it so much. I find myself not even really looking at much of Nike's releases nowadays. However, with that said, those Flyknit Air Force Ones, I feel like I'm about to go ham on all of those. The Flyknit Racers, I've gotten so many, and I feel like I'm about to do the same thing with these Air Force Ones. They're just so awesome, and I can't wait to finally get them on feet.
Yep. Have you dabbled into the Ultra Boost?
Yes.
Ultra Boost? Yep.
Ultra Boosts are they're just too comfortable. You can't like deny it. I mean, I know a lot of people kind of hate on them for the price point and not really understanding. Like they'll just like, oh, it's hyped because of Kanye. And I get that until you actually try it on and find out for yourself that it's actually probably one of the better shoes that have dropped in the past 10 years.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I was having a conversation with Eddie Wynn, and we were talking about, how, you know, like even just Nike Air Max, how Adidas has kind of taken over that. Some of the newer Adidas models have kind of taken over our normal love for Nike Air Max, you know, anything. And Adidas has a bunch of new models coming out too. They've got the Doom, the Tubular Doom, the Tubular Nova. So it's exciting to see new models that are actually like
some
good.
actual innovation, you know,
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah.
the retros constantly
Right.
every week. So
right. Yeah. It's fun to try out new models and stuff like that.
I agree.
All right. I think that's it for questions. Appreciate you coming on.
100%. Thanks for having me.
And then just let everyone know, is there like a website or the best place where they can keep track of everything?
Yeah, so you can go to santaboys.com, sign up for the emailing list. Whenever we have new blog posts, you'll find it there. It'll also update you with what stores are carrying us. Feel free to either tweet at stores or email us if you want the product in those stores, just so we get a feel for it and the stores can get a feel for it. Stay tuned for more product all throughout the year. We have plenty of colorways lined up. So this is just the start. And so if green or pink is not your color, I'm sure we'll have a color for you in the coming months. So stay tuned for that.
That's dope. Congratulations on it. Appreciate you coming on. Thank you to everyone for watching. I'll be back tomorrow night. I believe I'm going to have Jason Donner joining me. So stay tuned. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.